All right, let's do this. Hey, what's going on, y'all? My name is Jay, and this is a very unedited, just quick video about how to do the GTSFO conversion kit. Just so that it's clear, this is only a hardware installation guide. This isn't a software programming guide or anything. This is just going to show you how to put the bits and pieces together and how to make sure you do it all safely. All right, we're starting off with everything already taken apart because it's pretty easy to get to this part on the GTS. So our first step is going to be to take off the controller box lid. This is a T20 security bit. Go ahead and click that in. Let's go ahead and take all of these out. I do believe at this point, this is where the warranty voiding begins. So once you do this, no going back. I'm going to do the same on the rear battery box, just so I don't have to switch out all of my bits. Same exact bit, T20 security bit. Sweet, let's flip her on over. I might as well just brush it off because this thing is dirty. All right, let's flip back over to the controller box side. You can do this on either side, but let's just start over here. Here is the GTS controller. This one's dead because it's a piece of crap. So we're gonna go ahead and start taking everything out. First, we're gonna start by just literally unplugging everything. At this point, the controller still does have voltage inside of it, so be careful to not press anything down on the controller or you might short something. I don't think it matters at this point because this controller is already shorted and dead, but you might as well be careful. To discharge the caps, just press the power button here for a second and it should discharge all the electricity out of it, but let's just not make any assumptions and still play it safe. Next, we're going to go and take our Phillips bit and start removing all of these screws off the controller. All right, let's flip it on over and we're going to remove both of these connectors, these little washers on the outside. We can't remove the entire controller without taking these off. All right, so underneath of the controller, underneath the MOSFETs, there's a thermal pad that's going to keep this entire controller stuck to the box. So just take a heat gun or something like that and apply heat to this little section of the controller box. Now with that thermal pad loosened up a little bit, we can stick something sharp underneath of this and very carefully just pop it on up and pull it out. Again, be careful. I mean, this is a piece of e-waste anyways, but it could still have voltage inside of it, so just be careful. Yeah, screw this thing. Hell yeah, pass Jaden. And make sure to remove this black film right here. That just keeps it from shorting against the bottom. Let's go ahead and start with our motor connector. We can spin it and put it right into place here. There's a little bit of a notch on the side, so you'll see exactly how it fits in. And then just turn the washer on the other side and get it nice and snug back in there. Next is our foot pad connector, same exact deal. Take off the little washer, stick it through, put it back on. All right, I'm just moving everything out the way because I think I'm going to drop the Thor in here next. Haha, there we go. How did I know? How did I know? All right, let's go ahead and drop it into place and see how it fits in like that. There should be little divots where it fits like a puzzle piece. And let's go ahead and take our M2 Allen wrenches and screw it into the bottom here. Now, it would be smart to use Loctite or Vibrate Tight on these screws to make sure that they never come out while riding. Sometimes a lot of vibrations can slowly unscrew the screw. All right, let's go ahead and start removing the light bar. Let's go ahead and rip that guy right on out. And we're going to stick this one back in. This isn't how you install it. I'm just putting it in there for the moment. We're going to come right back to it. Go ahead and drop the status bar in there as well. And let's take 2 of those Phillips screws that we got from unscrewing the old controller out, and we're going to start screwing it right back in. All right, so now we have a little bit of this lip. This little piece that's going to hold down the LED slots right in between the GTFO LED, so you can sit it down and then screw it back into its standoff. With all that screwed in, I'm not going to plug in anything yet because I want to take care of the BMS side first. Let's go ahead and remove these screws out. And take off the BMS cover. There is a disconnection order when it comes to FM BMSs. You're going to have to remove the big white balance leads first, then pull out the XT60s for the battery. All of the rest of the connections don't matter, like the charge port or the BMS data one. Those ones don't have a connection order, but you need to make sure that you pull out the balance leads first, then the XT60. If for some reason you're plugging it back in, which I don't know why you would do that at this point, you would have to plug the XT60 in first, then followed by the balance leads. Now let's go ahead and remove this janky piece of crap, and let's drop in our BMS. This is our VBMS breakout board. Okay, so at this moment, VBMS doesn't like it when all of the balance leads are plugged in all at the same exact time. So if your unit comes with all these little white balance leads connected, go through and disconnect all of them first. First, we're going to connect in the battery lead. This is going to go right into where the other one went. I had to get a little bit of force to put it in there. Now I'm going to connect in the PAX balance leads. Make sure it fits all nice and snug into there. Then individually click in each one of these. You should hear it beep and turn on. All right, now we can connect the controller side back onto here. This isn't plugged into the controller yet, so we don't have to worry about anything. So let's go ahead and plug in our BMS data line and that charge port line. All right, let's swap back to the controller box side. Now let's go ahead and start plugging in all of our peripherals. I'm going to start with the lights, then follow through with everything else. The pinout is on our website, just in case you get confused about anything. Our headlights are going to be plugged into the status bar itself. Then that BMS data line is also going to plug in to the status bar. And so does the power button. The front LEDs, the BMS data line, and the power button all go into the status bar. You should have an adapter wire that'll take the power button GH connector and lead it into the Thor's power button. On this first connect, I don't plug it inside of the right one. It actually goes to the one to the right of it. You'll see me correct this in a second. All right, let's go ahead and take our CAN bus data line and plug it into where the CAN would go. Now we have our foot pad connector, put that into the foot pad connector slot, and we have our hall sensors. Plug this into the hall sensor slot. Now these wires are the status bar wires that are going to go into the first LED on the Thor. You see, there's my correction. I had to take out that power button because I plugged it in one too far to the right. So let's go ahead and plug in our phase wires. The order here doesn't matter because you're going to have to set up this board fresh anyways. And when you do motor detection, it's going to detect whatever order you've plugged in these phase wires. If you're relying on some type of XML config from something, you're going to have issues here. So it's best to just run motor detection again upon this moment. All right, in the very last bit, you should have gotten a XT60 adapter. You're going to go ahead and plug this side into the Thor and then plug the other side into, well, it's pretty obvious, that one. You might get a little bit of a spark here. That's okay. That's just the inrush current going into the controller. I hope this provides a little bit of clarity about how to install this kit. It's very easy and very straightforward. So, good luck and welcome to VESC.